When you think of the word extreme, what comes to mind? Car crashes, maybe? Demolition derbies? That's car racing. What's extreme when it comes to wrestling? Barbed wire, chair shots, table moments, ladder moments. I feel like WWE hasn't really been doing a lot extreme stuff for the past few years. And it feels like that trend is going to keep going. Because how many extreme stipulations we have here? We only have a total of 3. The 2 matches that will possibly be the main event. And Lashley and Strowman's last man standing match. You mean to tell me not every match has a stipulation? Now, I'm not saying, okay, maybe not every match. Maybe not every match needs a no DQ, chairs match, ladder match, table match, you know. Maybe not every match needs one. But just the main ones that you think are good enough. And since this card has basically, I won't say 50% because it's not even half, 1/3 of matches that are Extreme Rules, it really doesn't apply here. They've got like 10 matches. You could have easily made 5 matches Extreme Rules stipulations and the other 5 with no stipulations. That doesn't seem too hard to me. But anyway, I'm here to give you guys my Extreme Rules predictions. Yes, I know it's pretty early. I don't normally do these on Saturdays. I normally do them on Sundays, a day before the pay-per-view. But I felt like I'd do it today because I really have nothing else to do. I know I did say I was going to do... If you guys watched my live stream, I'm pretty sure you guys heard me say I was going to announce my match card for my pay-per-view coming up, but maybe I'll save that for next week because we've got one more week of Raw and SmackDown. So, just to let you guys know on an update on that, I'm going to update that to next week's Saturday. So then that way you guys can get the full match card. So that's just what I've decided to do. But anyway, we'll start from the bottom and we'll work our way up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start from the bottom and work our way up. We've got the Revival taking on the Usos for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Now listen. This match has potential to be... This match has a lot of potential to be a great, great match. If given time, they can easily deliver. The Revival and the Usos, we know they're one of the... We know these 2 teams are the best teams Raw has. I know there are some great teams out there, but you know, with the club reforming and everything, I feel like they're probably going to put the titles on Gallows and Anderson eventually. And then you have AJ Styles with a championship. Maybe the US or the Universal. Who knows? But I feel like if they're going to reform the club, they need to make them look dominant and they have to have championship gold. So I am going to make a prediction, and I'm going to be predicting the Usos. As much as I feel like the Revival should be champions a little longer, maybe up to SummerSlam, I really don't see WWE holding off on that. I think WWE could possibly do the Revival. They could probably do like the Usos and the club at SummerSlam, and honestly, I think that'd be cool. You do the Usos as champions. You have Gallows and Anderson as the challengers, and you get Gallows and Anderson to win the titles. and then maybe AJ Styles wins the US title, maybe either at Extreme Rules against Ricochet or at SummerSlam. Who knows, but I'll talk more about that when we get to it. Next we got Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley in a last man standing match. Now, that crazy incident on Raw when Lashley and Braun went flying through the LED board, that segment is enough to make you want to care about this match. It makes you want to look at this match and be like, wow, after what we saw with those two, what could we expect in this last man standing match? We have no clue what to expect. And as far as I'm aware, I've heard stories going around that Paul Heyman wants to push Braun Strowman. And listen, that's great news. That's great news. But we've been on this train before. We've been on this train with Braun Strowman. The reason why Braun Strowman lost his push is because he had a bit of an attitude problem. Well, from what I've heard, he had a bit of an attitude problem and he was arriving late. So, because of that, he was losing his push. So, Paul Heyman is probably going one more time. Let's try this one more time with Braun Strowman. And if Braun Strowman fails once again, I guess you should just fire him because the guy... Now, that may sound a bit harsh, but what else have you got left for him? Dropping him to the mid-card? I don't think that'll do him any good. Braun Strowman is a main eventer. That's all Braun is. Braun, when I think of people who belong in the mid-card and the main event, Braun Strowman is a main eventer. Yeah, you could probably slice him in the mid-card somewhere, possibly giving him something to do. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Braun Strowman is a main eventer. And I feel like if they fail one more time with Braun Strowman, I feel like that's it. They've tried everything and nothing's going to make this guy a world champion. So I'm going to give Paul Heyman a shot. I'm going to give Paul Heyman a chance to see if he can rebuild Braun Strowman. And that starts with this last man standing match. If you're serious about re-pushing him... If you're serious about re-pushing Braun Strowman, he needs to walk out with the victory here. I'll be back in a second, guys, because I need to eat something. That was delicious. If you just wanted to know what I was eating, I ate a cheeseburger. But anyway, yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, Braun and Lashley. Yeah. If they are serious about re-pushing him, Braun needs to win this match. Next we got Ricochet and the phenomenal AJ Styles in the United States Championship match. And honestly, I honestly do not care who wins this match. I'm gonna straight up tell you guys, I really don't care who wins this match because I feel like this match has so much potential to be match of the year. Especially for main roster. Especially for main roster standards. I know that may be me pushing it to an extent that we were like, yeah, main roster giving us match of the year candidates. Well, they can. They can with these two if they give them the time and they give them the freedom to do what they need to do. It can be match of the year. So, this is why I don't really care who wins, because at the end of the day, I like Ricochet, I like AJ Styles, and to me, either one of these guys winning is fine. But, again, but the other thing is, it's like I said to you guys before with the Raw Tag Team titles. Because the club is back together, is it necessary to... we need to make the club look dominant. should they really be holding championships. And if you want to make them to look dominant, they need to be having titles around their waist. So I'd say have Ricochet win here. You could have Ricochet win here, possibly, you know, get a surprise victory. Maybe like they put on a good match and then you get a quick roll-up surprise victory. You know, I'm okay with, like, I know I've said many times I hate roll-ups, but if they're used at the right time to surprise people, then they're actually really good. I more hate roll-ups when the matches are over, when the wrestlers are like 100% fresh and they're ready to go and then they just lose embarrassing fashion. That's when I hate roll-ups. I like roll-ups when they're used as a surprise way to win. So, I'm gonna go Ricochet. I'm just gonna go Ricochet. Next we have Aleister Black and Cesaro. Now I heard a bit of now I'm not gonna say everyone. I did hear some complaints on Twitter on Smackdown about Smackdown. Of course, everyone has to complain about something. But hey, whatever. But you know, I was hearing a bit of complaints about how some people were upset that Randy Orton wasn't selected as Aleister Black's opponent. Now, I've heard Randy Orton and Aleister Black have been working with each other at house shows. So, yeah, maybe they were planning on that. But, remember, this pay-per-view is called Extreme Rules. This is a B-level pay-per-view. This is a B-level pay-per-view. Do we really need Aleister Black and Randy Orton on a B-level pay-per-view? I am perfectly fine with Aleister Black versus Cesaro. I would say Randy Orton and Aleister Black for SummerSlam. That match is SummerSlam worthy. Hell, it could even be WrestleMania worthy if you want to wait that long. Get Randy Orton a championship, build Aleister Black up, and Orton puts him over. You could have them do that for WrestleMania. But at the end of the day, I don't know why people were complaining that we need to have Randy Orton and Aleister Black for Extreme Rules. So, you need high-profile matches to make a B-level pay-per-view feel special. But we got that with Ricochet and Aleister Black. So I don't... Ricochet and Aleister Black. Ricochet and AJ Styles. I'm all over the place. We've got some of those high-profile matches, but I just don't think Aleister Black and Orton is necessary for Extreme Rules. To me, having it for SummerSlam makes more sense. So, I don't know why people were complaining. But Aleister Black, he's definitely going to defeat Cesaro. SmackDown Tag Team titles in a triple threat schmaz, as what BC Amplify would say. Triple threat schmaz match. We got Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan defending their titles against the New Day and the Heavy Machinery. To be fair, I'm ready for change. For this match, I'm ready for a change. I'm ready for new blood. And as far as I'm concerned, the New Day have held the titles 5-time champs. I should remember. I should remember. But, you know, they've held the titles a lot. Bryan and Rowan are having a good title run. And I think they've had a good run with the titles. But I really think they need to give it to some new blood. So that's why I'm going to be predicting Heavy Machinery. Because I think it is time for some new blood in this new era with Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff in charge. Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese. Honestly, I do care about this match. I do care about this cruiserweight match, but at the end of the day, this is going to be on the pre-show. And since Drew Gulak's from Philadelphia, it's kind of obvious that Drew Gulak is going to win here. Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in a triple threat. A 2-on-1 handicap match, excuse me. Again, I'm all over the place. Now, I did put this up on Twitter. Here it is. I did put this up on Twitter. Because normally me, when I have something to say, I tend to forget. I tend to end up forgetting, and I'm like, oh damn, I wish I added this to my video. So I wrote this up on Twitter just so that now I'll remember it. Now, there's two things that could happen in this 2-on-1 handicap match. It's either Sasha Banks returns or what I put up on Twitter. Because I know there may be people out there that will disagree with me. But at the end of the day, to me, this is all my opinion, my predictions, my opinions, what I say goes. And if you have a different opinion than me, that's fine. I'm respectable to other people's opinions as long as you're respectful to mine. So, as much as I find annoying that they're using this whole Alexa is using you story. So, again, so I'm going to lay that out there that the first idea they could do is that they have Sasha Banks come back. That's idea number one. But idea number two is going to be my prediction. If they don't want to bring Sasha Banks back. Should they really bring Sasha Banks back for Extreme Rules? Do I feel the same way? Should Sasha Banks really come back on a B-level pay-per-view? Well, if you're planning on building Bayley, if you're planning on having a Bayley-Sasha Banks program for SummerSlam, then I'd say yes. But from what I heard, and this is why I kind of don't want this to happen, I want to see Sasha Banks back, but here's the thing. The thing that I heard that they could be doing, which is why I don't want Sasha Banks to come back, I would rather do the prediction that I put up on my Twitter, is that I heard that they're bringing Sasha Banks back to then reunite her tag team with Bayley, and then at SummerSlam we're gonna get a Boss and Hug Connection reunion. Yeah. We're gonna get a Boss and Hug Connection reunion to take on the team of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. No thank you. I would much rather have my champions defend their titles on a pay-per-view like SummerSlam. So, because when I heard that could be the plan to why they're bringing Sasha back, that's just making me go, no thank you. That is not what I want to see. So, I've kept you guys waiting long enough. What is my prediction that I put up on Twitter? Well, if you follow me on Twitter, you would see it. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen it. But anyway, I'll read it out here. From the top to the top line to the bottom line. My prediction may be out there for Extreme Rules, but I might forget to talk about this in my predictions video, which is the reason why I wrote this out, so that way I won't forget. But here's how I feel about the Smackdown Women's Championship match for Extreme Rules. The whole Alexa is using you, Nikki story is annoying, but I will say this, and I've said this a couple of times on my videos regarding Alexa using her friends. Alexa never used Mickie James. Mickie turned on Alexa in 2016 on Smackdown. But that's not my prediction. I wasn't saying Mickie James was going to come back. My prediction, this is where I'm going to lay out my prediction to you guys. My prediction is that Nikki Cross is going to turn on Alexa Bliss, since the whole story is trying to make us think that Alexa Bliss is the bad girl and always uses her friends. So I would not be shocked if they have Nikki Cross turn on Alexa to make Alexa a face, finally, and Nikki Cross as the heel. That is my prediction. That is my overall prediction. I want to see... So, that's my prediction. If they're bringing Sasha Banks back for this tag team match, I would much rather them just do this. Because here's the thing, right? Do people really think... Here's the thing, right? If Alexa Bliss turns on Nikki Cross, then the whole story was basically all for nothing. Because then the whole storyline of, oh, Alexa is using Nikki, then that's the whole point of it. That was the whole point of it. That they were telling the truth all along, that she was going to use, that Alexa Bliss was going to use Nikki Cross. This is why I'm doing the exact opposite to what people think. When you have a story that is telling you something, that they constantly tell you something, you know something's up. You know something's up, and they could do something. They could do something different. This is why I hate this story, because if Alexa turns on Nikki, then the whole storyline made sense and people saw this coming a mile away. But if you do Nikki Cross, here's the thing, right? Why has Alexa Bliss been getting all these title shots? Because of Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is the reason why Alexa got her title match at Extreme Rules. What I would do, you leave Sasha Banks out of this equation. You have Bayley overcome the 2-on-1 handicap odds. You have Bayley pin Alexa. Yes, I know WWE will have Nikki Cross get pinned, because that's how this bloody company rolls. They'll have Nikki Cross take the pin to protect Alexa, but Alexa doesn't really need protecting. Alexa really doesn't need protecting, so I'd have Bayley pin Alexa. Because again, Nikki Cross has been giving Alexa all these title matches. Then I'd have Nikki Cross snap and turn heel on Alexa. Because it's time for Alexa Bliss to be a babyface. Because here's the thing, right? How cool would it be if this whole story of Bayley and everyone saying to Nikki Cross, hey, Alexa's using you. How cool would it be if they were proven wrong? How cool would it be if they were all proven wrong and Nikki Cross says that she used Alexa just to get to the position that she's in? I'm a top star now because of Alexa Bliss. I'm now one of the bigger names on Raw because of Alexa. I used Alexa to get to where I am. And then you have Alexa Bliss play the babyface. And you have Alexa put over Cross. Yeah, I know this match isn't a SummerSlam level match that I think people would care about, but they'll probably do it. They'll probably do it, or just have this feud as a Raw feud and just end it on Raw. Guess that will make more sense than putting it on SummerSlam. But all I'm saying is that people are trying to make this look too predictable, and this is why I'm going against it. That's why that's why I'm going the exact opposite. Because like I said, everybody is believing that Alexa is going to eventually turn on Nikki. Now, this is why I'm saying it's going to be the exact opposite. And if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. But at the end of the day, wouldn't you guys want to see Nikki Cross turn on Alexa instead of Alexa turning on Nikki? And then the whole feud is Alexa Bliss just squashing Nikki Cross? Or just beating Nikki Cross, proving her point? Because we all know Vince likes having the heels, or when there's a storyline like this, they always have the heel overcome the babyface. The babyface fails to get revenge. So why not do it the other way? Why not have Nikki Cross unleash her inner sanity? Nikki Cross needs to have her sanity-like character back. And if you have Nikki Cross be a psychotic crazy girl, and Alexa Bliss is crazy enough to get into the ring with her, to me it makes sense. To me it makes sense for Alexa to be turned on than Nikki Cross. You could have Nikki Cross say she used Alexa. She made everybody believe that, she made Alexa believe that she could finally have a true friend, but Nikki Cross, I used her just so that I could get a title shot. To me, it makes more sense that way. But at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. Anyway, moving on, we've got Kofi, Kingston, and Samoa Joe. Which, by the way, Bayley should win. Bayley should win, which is the reason for Bayley should win. I think I mentioned Bayley should win. If I didn't mention it, I'll mention it now before I forget. Before people watch the video and say, "Oh, you forgot to say who's gonna win." Bayley wins, and then you have Nikki Cross turn on Alexa. That's what I'll do. So next we got Kofi Kingston and Samoa Joe. Kofi Kingston is winning this. I really want to see Samoa Joe become WWE champion. I would much rather have Samoa Joe win the Universal Championship because he's on Raw. I really am not a fan of this whole... Again, you know me, I don't like this wildcard rule. You know me, I hate the wildcard rule. To me, this makes no sense for Raw people to challenge for a SmackDown title. I guess I could have said that for Alexa and Nikki Cross as well. They're Raw and why they're challenging for a SmackDown title. But that's like the obvious thing to say. But again, for Samoa Joe, this one really makes no sense because, again, he's a Raw star. Why is he going after a SmackDown title? It would have made more sense if he went for the Universal Championship, but because they've done this, people probably wouldn't want to see him compete for the Universal Championship. So, Kofi Kingston's going to win this match, and that's that. I hope they put on a good match, though. That's all I hope for. Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. I would not be surprised if this was the main event. Honestly, I really want this to be the end of the Shane McMahon stuff because there's a report that came out that's saying that the whole Kevin Owens thing is the whole Kevin Owens thing we heard. The report that came out that said that this whole thing with Kevin Owens speaking out about Shane McMahon is that this could be the end of Shane. Because it said that the report said that this could be their way to phase Shane McMahon off our TV screens for good. And all I gotta say is, Christ on a bike, I hope this is true. Seriously. I swear to God, this needs to be true. We're all sick of Shane. We're all sick of Shane. We're sick of seeing him. And at the end of the day, I hope The Undertaker and Roman Reigns bury Shane and they bury Drew McIntyre. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too harsh for me to say about Drew, but I really hope they bury Shane McMahon and they end this best in the world bullshit. We all know Shane is not the best in the world. We all know he's not. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Hearing that every week just annoys me. It's just like what Kevin Owens said. Every time he wants to hear that, he wants to smack his head on a table. Every time I hear that, I just want to smack my head on my soft damn bed. Undertaker and Roman Reigns need to win this match. And then finally, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch versus Baron Corbett and Lacey Evans. Winner takes all, last chance, mixed tag team, Extreme Rules match. I'm gonna be honest. I love Becky. I love Seth. But I am sick and tired of this relationship. I'm sick of it. Look. Keep these relationships private. If they are willing to make it public and they want people to know, but at the end of the day, people are private. We're humans. We're all human. We probably would rather have our stuff private. Some people may say, well, Seth and Becky, they're okay with their relationship being out there. Do you guys not realize that this relationship is actually killing their characters? Do you guys not know that this is actually killing their characters? The man's man? Seki? I've been hearing Seki? Or Beth Rollins? Seki? Man's man? What is this nonsense? What is this nonsense going on? I mean, honestly, does this really make any difference? You have Seth and Becky beat two of the most legitimate people on the roster, Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey, and you have them go around saying man's man? Being all lovey-dovey together? Listen, Andrade and Charlotte Flair made their relationship public, and you don't see them hanging out together on TV. You don't see them hanging out on TV. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega are married. You don't see them together on TV. What is this? So why is Beth and Beth, there I go, bloody mixing their names. Seth and Becky, why do these two have to have their relationship public, but other people don't? Which again, I understand. I wouldn't want to see Andrade and Charlotte be on TV together, being all lovey-dovey with each other and smooching and all that shit. Now, I wouldn't want to see that either. All I'm saying is that there are wrestlers that we do know are dating, but you don't see them on TV. Why do you think Peyton Royce didn't make it public that she was dating Shawn Spears? Now, I know it wouldn't have affected their careers, but it would have probably wanted to make WWE keep Shawn Spears around so then he could be with Peyton and probably slap them on Total Divas. Buddy Murphy had to break up with Alexa Bliss. And do you want to know why he broke up with Alexa Bliss? It wasn't because she was a bitch. It wasn't because he was an asshole. Buddy Murphy said he broke up with Alexa because they were on separate brands. He found it difficult to talk to her and work with her if they're on different brands. He wanted to spend time with her. He wanted to talk to her and be with her. But of course, they're on separate brands. How can he? Sometimes relationships break due to brand splits. Sometimes they would much rather be with their loved ones. And that's fine. I'm fine if they want to be with their loved ones. But at the end of the day, you don't need to put it on television. And by the way, they love to let us know. Do you guys know that Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are in a relationship? Do you guys know that Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins are dating? Do you know that Seth Rollins is the boyfriend of Becky Lynch? Do you know that Becky Lynch is the girlfriend of the Universal Champion, Seth Rollins? Yeah, we know! Jesus Christ, they shoved that down our throats so much, it's just so nauseating. It just wants to make my brain hurt. It makes my brain hurt, and it makes it want to explode. Jesus Christ, I thought bloody Corey Graves was bad with bloody his perving on Mandy Rose. Stop shoving this relationship down our throat. We don't need it. We don't need this relationship being shoved down our throats. We get it. They're dating. Like I said, we know about Charlotte and Andrade being together, but you don't see them on television. You don't see them on television together, which, I'll be fair, I was expecting them to do, because it's Charlotte, but they haven't done it, which is great. I hope they don't do it. Jesus Christ, man. Like I said, I love Becky, I love Seth, but at the end of the day, this relationship shit needs to stop. After Extreme Rules, this needs to be the end of it. This needs to be the end of it. After Extreme Rules, this needs to be the end of it. Becky and Seth need to go on their own. And this is why I wanted Becky Lynch as a heel. Because here's the thing, right? The man character is a heel character. Becky invented that as a heel. And I don't care what people say. If you people say, oh, she was never a heel against Charlotte, she was a heel. Becky invented that character during her heel run against Charlotte. Why is she using this character as a babyface? I miss the Irish lass kicker gimmick. If Becky's the face, she should be the Irish lass kicker. If she's a heel, she should be the man. You can easily have a person play 2 different characters. Seth and Becky could easily become heels halfway through their title reigns, which I'd be fine with. But I just don't want them together anymore. After this needs to end. As for Corbett and Laci, I don't really give a shit. I really don't give a shit about them, to be honest. Listen, I may be starting to grow on Laci a little more, but at the end of the day, who really cares? She's not going to win the title. Same thing for Baron Corbin. They're not going to win the titles. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, they need to drop their titles at SummerSlam. They need to drop them at SummerSlam. Who would I put them up against at SummerSlam? As for Becky Lynch, I'd probably do Ronda. As much as I'm not a big fan. My God. And I do apologize for going off, but this is just something that has just really been bugging me this whole time during this whole Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins stuff. People, and here's the thing, right? This is the final thing I want to say. And people say Roman Reigns is shoved down our throats. This whole relationship with Seth and Becky is being shoved down our throats even more worse than Roman Reigns. Don't at me. Don't at me. Seth and Becky need to win. Who should they verse at SummerSlam? As for Becky, I'd do Ronda. As much as I don't want to see Ronda come back and just get a title shot, to me, I will admit that it does make sense to the story because of what happened at WrestleMania. As for Seth, do Bray Wyatt or do Bray Wyatt or something. I don't know. You guys could probably think of an idea. But at the end of the day, that's all I've got. That's all I got for you guys. Anyway, that's the end of this Extreme Rules predictions video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Hit that thumbs up if you guys did enjoy it. Comment down below your thoughts, and I'll see you all in my next video. See you guys there.